Hey guys, Crew of Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
And we are back with Rick and Morty. Since Rick and Morty has been off, having this little break between episodes, some things have happened in the world, including us doing remote reactions because of the coronavirus going on right now. We are, until we're allowed to, not at the studio. Okay, so what that means is that you're going to be seeing this for a lot of our videos, and this might be the first one that you've seen since you've been back from the break. So speaking of back from the break, we had 5 episodes last time, which all were great. I don't have any of my notes for it. I don't really worry about that with Rick and Morty.
Dragons.
Because
the dragons.
There were the dragons.
It was the dragon
exactly.
episode. Maybe they'll come back.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
all you
will.
need to remember.
You never know.
Was this season?
Cat, right?
This season was the toilet too, right?
Yep.
We had the toilet episode. We had the dragon episode. And that's all I remember.
Fantastic ones.
Right off my hand.
But yeah, we're back here. I think we have 5 more to go through now. I don't know. I don't think there's any kind of break. There could be, but hopefully not.
5 Morty.
I don't know.
Do we have any polls?
I had the crystal thing. That
Yeah, that's
Morty
a great question. Is there a Rick and Morty poll?
I think we had a poll, didn't we?
I bet we did. I'm gonna go look. Okay, so the poll from last episode was: do you think Rick and Morty should go on more time travel adventures, or should they keep it rare/never? So yeah, we had a time travel one last time. 86% of the audience said rare or never, and 14% said more. So most people wanting to keep it pretty rare.
Wonder why. Hopefully we get some answers in the comments below.
Yeah, Chief Chill says, I think it would be fun, but I don't want the testicular time cops to come back in time and punch Adam from Adam and Eve to death. That would mean the entire human race is done for. Yes, so those like 5th or 4th dimension guys showing up, we don't want that. Though Smim says they have time cops, so they could do whatever they want in terms of being able to make sure they're not creating these giant holes that these guys come in and fix stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it was snakes. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Time traveling snake stuff, or something. I remember about snakes. Oh.
Christian says, I would time travel to tell Aaron that the Terminator Blu-ray is at the Wave Cave.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, yeah, for those that don't know, that was a whole thing that happened.
These guys just didn't... No one let me know.
I didn't know that I was supposed to let you know.
You weren't even there. It was Rick and Eric, I think. And they didn't check, and then when they did check, they're like, he should be back. And then they just didn't let me know until I got back. Like, we better not tell him. Listen to what happened. Listen to the story.
Yeah, I mean, a surprising amount of people are, saying that, if they would rather not have it, but if they did, they trust the writers to be able to do it well. So it's not too big of a contention, despite the huge amount of difference in the vote polling. So yeah, all right. Well, let's see what they have for us. I doubt we go into time travel anytime soon, but I'm excited to see what they have for us next. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see some crazy Rick and Morty.
Oh. Who are you? How did you reach my sanctum?
Nope.
All right, this is going in circles. Seize him.
I'm so immature.
What is he drinking? What? Now what's he getting? Oh,
It goes away.
It reverts.
Oh my gosh.
Very well.
He has 2
Now
butts.
I will fight
Is it
you.
2 butts or 3 butts?
It's 2.
Pretty sure he
buttholes.
tells a
2
different
butts.
version
3
of the
cheeks.
story where I start crying or something.
Ah, a newcomer. I suppose you think you have a better story about how Rick Sanchez saved Space Christmas.
What is with the Rick Sanchez obsession?
I think the best way to answer that is with my Christmas Rick tale.
I don't know how to thank you, Goombie.
No need. You just go in there and have a nice time.
I will. Thanks.
Merry Christmas, Rick.
Shut the door.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have to. Sorry.
I can ask.
No. I don't want to be a burden.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's just, there's a lot of people. Family, you know?
I get it.
You're not mad?
Totally fine. Bye.
I love how the music just stops.
Yeah.
He's cold.
Okay,
Who's
you start
this?
teeing up a Rick
Hello.
Sanchez vignette and you'll be doing it through 2 holes.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with this train.
Do you remember getting on it?
No. First thing I remember is... Jesus excuses.
I warned you not to do that. I wasn't trying. The train is obviously amplifying and linking unrelated narrative fields.
Uh-huh.
Morty, I told you if you found me again, identify yourself.
I didn't know it was you.
Didn't you create the disguises? When I create shit, it works, Morty. It's called being talented. Okay, tickets please, guy. Stop the anthology. If we wanted one-offs, we'd do interdimensional cable, not some uptight, overwritten...
Oh!
God damn. Tickets, please. Dude, I'm sure you've got, like, so many tickets at this point.
Oh,
Jeez,
damn!
The
Gosh.
Please guy is cut. He's got these things. What do you call them? The, cum gutters. That's what people
Oh my god.
Cum gutters.
Cum so watery in such volumes that... Hey, stay back.
Oh!
Wow, you are just... Ladies and gentlemen, the Jackie Chan of human shielding. Who takes the time to get this good at... Fuck this.
Oh!
Losing continuity.
Morty, hold on to something.
Losing
Keep your head inside.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Is life real?
Okay, I'm calling the nurse because you are not doing this tonight.
You're goddamn right I'm not.
You are not doing this tonight.
This isn't real life!
Dad?
Honey!
Oh my God,
Oh.
what's
Give me
happening?
your tickets! I need tickets! Everyone give me tickets!
What the hell?
I'll have to rig us a couple of spaces.
Their train's just a circle?
Here, so we could pay a heavy price for re-entering at this threshold.
We have to leave
What?
the train?
We don't have to do anything, Morty. This is just a structural guide. We're obviously going to impart our own
Oh
style.
my
Shut up,
God!
none
The
of this is
body
getting
Shut
of
up,
the
Morty. You're
trick
14.
ticket
You
man.
watch videos of people on YouTube reacting
Still
to
alive.
fucking YouTube. I'll be the
Reacting of YouTube.
suspended in disbelief.
What's happening?
Going into an act break.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hawkman.
Bird
Not
person.
quite a person.
Whatever.
Maybe what
Whatever his name
matters is to love yourself
got it.
first. And
What's going on? The continuity is way fucked up.
Child of air and land with wings and hands.
Who can forget that?
Hey, you guys think there's something weird about this train? We've been here a really long time and nobody's taken our tickets.
Tickets, please! Oh my God!
Scientists continue to ponder the horrific figure known to children as Floaty Bloodman.
He's my new god. Check it.
Is that brand new? Or is the blood just...
Accurately depicted, yeah. His followers believe the entire universe is Floaty Bloody Man's nightmare as he dies in a time-dilated reality.
So we could go at any minute.
No, I'm part of the Floaty No-Gasm Brotherhood. We believe we're keeping him alive by redirecting our suppressed sexual energies.
That's so attractive.
It is? Okay, look, let's just do it once.
Up.
Look what you've done.
Oh my
Happy now.
god.
He was suffering. Tell a story unrelated to us.
What do...
Stop thinking and do it.
Okay, there was this... Scorpions. Scorpions. There's scorpions outside. Get inside.
What do they want from us?
They want food.
Me too.
Hey, there's that one guy behind him.
Me too.
What's your
Supposed to be
food?
off I just filled it with the theme. What kind of story would we never... Do you know what the Bechdel test is?
The what?
For God's sake, Morty, the formula for measuring female agency in a story proposed by lesbian cartoonist Allison. What the hell are they teaching you in that school?
Other stuff!
Then you've killed us both!
Why is lesbian part of her job title?
Oh, now you're progressive?
What is the test?
You have to tell...
That's the test about if a woman has anything to do with a man or not.
Morty.
Mom, can I talk to you about my special time?
It's okay. I have one too.
Oh,
Mine is heavy
Morty.
today.
Mine
my
is
gosh.
never light. Your special time is your power.
Dr.
It makes
One.
you strong like a boob.
Strong against what?
Scorpions. Female scorpions. They're attacking outside. Come on. Fight them with your heavy special time.
You
What?
do it too.
What?
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Hello?
I'm that Supreme Court lady, and you fucking did it.
Good job, Morty.
Oh my god.
I'm the Supreme Court lady.
A feminist masterpiece. Story Lord. I should have known you were
Story
behind
Lord.
this, and I did.
Who is this guy?
Ugh, it's like a Matrix space Frasier.
No rules for you. Spiraling through the multiverse, burping semi-improvised dialogue about how nothing matters, so we may as well pull out our dicks and rub them on Fate's glaring teeth like we're brushing Fate's teeth, but we're using your gross, dirty dick. Must be nice.
Nobody's stopping you.
True. Not anymore. Do we have to fight him?
I don't want to. We surrender. We're not fighting.
Oh!
I think this was a trailer.
Oh no! Wait,
Hey,
what?
get back in your egg!
Get back in your head.
Don't worry, Morty. Nothing out there is canon.
You've helped people.
I've hurt more.
Oh!
Sanchez! I'm Morty Smith from the 241st. They put your pill
Morty
in our
Smith.
food. It worked. Call the police! It's okay. It's okay. It's not real. Nothing's real. I'm sorry, son. It's okay. You aren't real. What's happening?
The reason I brought you here. I'll now fuel my anthology with your limitless potential, propelling it to its final stop. Beyond the fifth wall.
The fifth wall. Fifth wall.
You idiots! Our potential isn't limitless. You'll never break the fifth wall before you've burnt us out.
Is that so?
Marketability, reliability.
Oh, the Robo Doggy.
How did you
Third person robot one.
Whoa!
Trusted you. Don't blame
That's
others
per
for your
person's
bad
cool.
decision.
It's a council of Ricks.
Look at all the Ricks. There's so many Ricks.
And
one Morty. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, me Six. Hey, it's the evil Morty. Look.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Holy shit, Rick!
Damn, none of this is canon.
There's no way out! There's always someone there for us. Who? My best friend and personal savior, Jesus Christ. What? You don't believe in God? But he believes in us, Morty. You know, I thought I was the inventor. But the greatest invention of all is the free gift of eternal life. Is this... Are you fucking with me? Oh,
Is that an
trust me,
evil
Morty.
Mr. Poopy
I've done
Butthole?
plenty of
It
effed
was.
up stuff in my life. Just close your eyes and go to him in prayer, like this. Heavenly Father, thank you for sending your only begotten Son,
Wait a second.
Jesus, to
No!
die for
What
my
are
sins.
you doing?
Jesus, I accept you into my heart.
They're screwing up his anthology. No, this sucks.
Fill me with your spirit.
What the fuck is all of this?
Greatest story ever told, Story Lord.
No, it's not. It's awful.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
My Lord, my God.
This cum gutter, no.
Go now.
What the fuck is happening, guys?
Oh my
Safe, Morty.
What?
Oh, shit. So,
Where's-
what do you think?
What?
Wow, where did you get this thing? The Citadel of
It's an actual train.
Do you really like it? I didn't think you'd even care. What? Morty, no. I love it. You did the most important thing. You bought something. Your only purpose in life is to buy and consume merchandise, and you did it. You went into a store, an actual honest-to-God store, and you bought something. You didn't ask questions or raise ethical complaints. You just looked straight into the bleeding jaws of capitalism and said, "Yes, Daddy, please." And I'm
Oh my
so
God.
proud of you. I only wish you could have bought more. Give Grandpa a kiss. Give Grandpa a kiss. Lips if you want. Whatever you're comfortable with. Some cultures do that. That was sweet. Thank you. I love you. You're my little buddy.
Oh no, what is...
Hey, what the fuck, Morty? The train you got me just completely derailed itself. There's blood all over the windows on it.
I'm sorry, Rick. I guess I'll return it.
Return? Are you insane? Did you hear nothing I said? Buy another one, Morty. Consume, Morty. Nobody's out there shopping with this fucking virus. Where's your fucking wallet?
Fucking fuckers. Oh my God.
The Citadel of Rick's story train comes with car after car of enemies, lovers, and Goombi, all grappling with the nature of who you truly are.
Rick is a god. Tickets, please.
Whoa, watch out! It's Story Lord.
Damn, he's jacked.
Pure cum gutter.
And of course, what story would be complete without the engineer of the greatest story ever told?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have come not to judge the world, but to save it.
Are they alive?
Of course, but not in any ways that matter.
They have no soul. Puppets of
The
face.
Story Train, available now on the Citadel of Ricks. Buy it ironically. Buy it sincerely. Just buy it. Not buying it is an act of buying it. Buy it now. Look it up. It's real. www.story-train.com. On the internet. It's there. Buy it. Buy the train. We want you to buy the train.
That's so crazy.
Oh my God. All right, I gotta go look right now if this is a real site.
I'm already Googling it.
It is not.
No real site. Okay, because that would be fucking crazy if you could really buy a train. Well, I guess good for them if that's not a real thing. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right. Well, what'd you guys think?
It's crazy.
It was a crazy one. It was crazy even for Rick and Morty because
Yeah.
it's like all right, so we gotta write more. What is a Rick and Morty episode? And then they just went fucking crazy. Trying to tell you what it's like to figure out how to write one of their stories.
The continuity idea of it all was...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the hell was going on with that ticket guy. I'm not sure what was real, what wasn't real. You know, like...
That's the point, right? Because I mean, This is like coming from the point of view. I assume this is coming from the point of view of the writer being like, I don't know what Rick and Morty is sometimes. I'm just trying to have a good time writing. I hope you enjoy watching.
Yeah. Like, as deep as they go into the story, sometimes, like, it doesn't matter where the baseline is, as long as you just keep going.
Uh-huh.
You keep moving forward, and, you know, your brain will keep forcing it to make sense until you wrap it up. And if you just never wrap it up, then your brain is just in limbo of forcing yourself to accept it and not question it. Because if you have all the answers, and if you don't like the answers, then you'll argue with the answers. But if you don't have any answers, then you don't have shit.
I think I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh. But this was an anthology simulation. Like, it was going on the point of like interdimensional cable, where it's like random things that happen and go away, you know. But
yeah,
it's the characters themselves trying to navigate a story through something that has no canon.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of upset that like the Bird Person and Evil Morty stuff wasn't canon.
Yeah, the one thing whenever it cut over and like they're all there and there's like all the Mr. Meeseeks and you know, all that stuff, like, oh man, what's this?
I tell you what, 90% of that stuff we saw in that like last 5 trailer was this episode.
Yeah. Just all the random shit that they like. It's not a spoiler at all to see that in the trailer, because you have absolutely no clue what it is or where it's going, and
with so much happening, like now we have no idea what the rest of the season's about, and they showed so many random things, like, oh my gosh, what's the rest of the season gonna be about? And like, that's just one episode. You don't even know.
I know, there were so many
a troll trailer, but I love that they did that, because now I don't have any expectations.
But dude, like Paul Giamatti, fucking Clancy Brown, Echo Kellum, Vanessa Marshall, Nolan North, Tara Strong. There's so many huge voice actors in this episode.
Yeah.
I want to know who they all were.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Echo Collum is the guy from Arrow, Aaron, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I think my favorite part was it turns out Rick was just telling the story, but he wanted to be clear as to what everybody was. And there was one guy that's like, as I'm watching, I'm like, well, what's he supposed to be? And he just says, "I am the concept of time." It's like he answered my thoughts.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny that like the show was counting on me, like trying to look and be like, all right, I think I get that one. What's that one? I am the concept of time. It was like perfect.
Yeah, I was looking at all those things, being like, where the hell are we, and what is all this stuff, and what's going on? And
Maurice LaMarche as well.
Yeah, you didn't even mention Nolan North.
No, I thought I did, but
did you?
Yeah, Nolan.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
But
yeah,
no,
we said it right after. But yeah, I think he was Jesus. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
not.
that's why I say I want to know who everyone was. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just done. Like I'm sitting like well, so was the real Rick and Morty the ones that owned the train and wanted to kiss, or the real Rick and Morty on the train and then a new reality formed and they're still trying to escape? You know, I'm like, what?
No, the real Rick and Morty were the ones at the end who are stuck in their house because, and this is the first TV show I've heard actually reference the virus.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because they probably just picked it up and threw it at the end there. But I mean, no, I think the whole thing was a commercial for the train that Morty bought Rick, and that was the real part. And they were stuck in this canon mess because ultimately they are just the story that the train comes with that we saw can change so that it has unlimited potential.
It's a train that he bought at the Council of Ricks,
like
to keep himself entertained while he's in quarantine.
If you really think about it, this is Toy Story. This is the Buzz Lightyear that thinks that he is Buzz Lightyear and realizes he's just a toy, just taken to like 1,000%. Is what I think this story was.
Years of academy training wasted.
Dude, that old Yoda one.
Uh-huh.
I was like, that's like an old lady Yoda. Then they had a lightsaber fighting the bird person's girlfriend and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I absolutely loved when Morty's trying to make up a story.
Which time?
It's like,
the one was like,
what do they want? They want food. Me too. And the female special time, like Morty doesn't get female bodies.
Dude, I like their disguises and stuff. Like the way, like, number one, the way Morty was like, huh, and he's like, dang it, Morty. And then when you watch, like, the one injects and he just dissolves back to Rick, but the way Morty transitions, like, he takes off a mask and then he pushes a button on his belt and it, like, deflates and then he just kind of morphs into Morty. I love when they morph and do those, like, transitions. Like in the very first episode when that one creature, like, grew up and died in the matter of like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that was great.
And then just all the references of, like, you know, the dog that became sentient, Morty's son race or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, all the Council of Ricks, the evil Morty showing up and all that stuff is like I'm sure fans are almost kind of pissed that stuff came back and it's not canon. Because the evil Morty thing has been such a big thing for people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
I mean, we're bound to get to it at some point, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Dude, this one guy's eyeballs are infinity symbols.
Yeah. Dude, I've never heard him called cum gutters. I've heard him called the dick root.
What, abs or the
no, the two, the lines that point down to the dick, you know, that, like, really in shape people will pull their pants down a little bit more and it's acceptable and you're like, God damn it, I don't know if I have those.
Really in shape people do it and it's acceptable.
Yep.
You're like, if I do it, it's not acceptable, but really in shape people.
It's like you can't see my dick, but you can see its roots. But this was cum gutters, and I can't believe they showed Jesus's.
I love when they on it.
And then he was shooting lasers out of them.
Was he?
Yeah, go back to it. He's shooting, like, his holy power from the cum gutters.
I love when the VeggieTales
which is the thing I've never said. Look at him.
I'm trying.
1719.
Oh, the VeggieTales just got pushed over. I love the VeggieTales.
Yeah, I know.
I beg your pardon. Oh, it's just shiny.
Yeah.
He's not shooting.
He's shooting lasers out of them.
He's not shooting lasers.
Might as well be lasers out of him.
It's such a holy
crepuscular rays.
It's such a holy cum gutter. we should.
That's a hell of a play of the all knees will bend before him thing.
All right, I think we should have Q&As, Eric. After that.
Yeah, I suppose. I forgot we even had Q&As. I've forgotten so many things. All right,
gosh.
Let's see here.
I cleaned my gutters yesterday because it was raining.
All right.
No, they were pouring. There's every gutter. There's this water just pouring out the sides of them.
I know.
Like, it's ridiculous. And I went and I cleaned them all in the middle of the rain because I don't think about it when it's not raining.
No, I understand.
It's the best time to do it, actually, because all the little stuff that gets trapped by the leaves and stuff gets washed down.
Yeah, I moved that shit and it was just whoosh. I'm like, yes.
All right, we'll start with Imperial Rebel, who just says ellipses. What? That's all he said.
I don't know. This episode was.
It was especially.
It was so much and nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
This is the most Rick and Morty episode of Rick and Morty.
It's the meta canon is what they're talking about. They're addressing so much for so little. Okay. Dip says, I love the show so much, but for most of the episode, my reaction was, what the fuck is happening? And yes, I was yelling. Question, if that train was meant for you instead of Rick, who would be on it?
I guess everybody and nobody.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
Calvin would definitely have VeggieTales still.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I never watched it. I never
Black
ever
Widow.
watched it.
Definitely got a Black Widow in there.
Be a lot more Star Wars characters, yeah.
What do they want from us? Food. Me too.
Dip also says, is that supposed to be Emperor Mr. Poopy Butthole? And Aaron, I think you were right. I think that's supposed to be Mr. Poopy Butthole, but he's all scarred and has Sith eyes like the Emperor.
He did. He was like just all deformed and had that like that cloak and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
And all the Mr. Mystiques.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about Q&As for this episode is like I don't know, like nothing and everything is worth talking about.
Yeah.
Dr. Winchester just says, "I will forever question if anything is canon in the show." Lewis says, "I have no earthly idea what the fuck I just watched. I just feel like they started writing an episode, saw how contrived it has become, and then made it the gimmick."
Yeah.
Definitely the most out there episode they've ever done, I think. It was so fucking weird. I agree. I love how incohesive it is.
I wonder where this episode started.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, did they start with a real episode? Or did they start with let's tell like a weird clip show that just shows a bunch of shit that's not real. What are we gonna do? Cable again? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they started where Rick and Morty met. And to get to that point, they like made the idea for, okay, they're on a space train. Okay, but why are Rick and Morty not together? And then it just went from there. Because I feel like that one is the most like the beginning of a Rick and Morty episode.
I mean, for me, I feel like they did the first 5 scripts, and then they just started talking about like you know, when they were doing those, they were just talking about what is a Rick and Morty episode, and they shit this out. Is what I got, and I think it's both. I think it's both genius and stupid, and I'm not saying stupid in a bad way. It's genius and stupid.
I love the way the Morty stories are like being told.
Me
like,
too.
And like
in the characters' voices, but like
like
really...
how slow it is, you know, like him like trying to come and then they said, you know, this, and then Scorpion showed up and
female scorpions,
and then I'm the Supreme Court lady. Fucking good job, you know, like
you fucking did it.
That's a different name, but he just said puts it in there.
And I like that the Scorpions, to be females, had little pink bows on their heads.
Yeah.
Tests of your female characters is in your script somewhere. Do you have 2 named female characters that talk about anything but a man? You know, so that was funny that they were like they acknowledged it. And then Morty kind of had trouble trying to figure out where his story was, so he just borrowed Scorpions again.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
It's really funny.
But only female Scorpions.
Yeah. All right, Logan says, would you rather get a resolution for Phoenix Person or Evil Morty?
I want Evil Morty.
Evil Morty, yeah. Definitely. Just because he's been weirdly taken seriously, even though, I mean, as serious as the show can get. With the stuff that he's done in the past, so you figure that that's going to be something that they're going to keep developing, but that might be our mistake for thinking that's something that is important to them. I don't know. 11 Claws says, Yoda dated Rick Sanchez. Well, happy Star Wars Day, guys. Dan Harmon's writing touch, as shown in his classic show Community, it makes for an incredible, insanely intriguing and fun adventure. I agree with that. I've never seen Community, and if that's the case, then yeah, I definitely want to watch it more.
I have, and it's great.
Yeah.
Wait,
I've only seen clips. I've seen clips of, like, you know, the one guy coming back with pizza.
So is the Community in this has the same writer?
Yeah, Dan Harmon.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep. I think he gets to go a little crazier with this show. But
wasn't Lando in that? What's his name?
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Glover. Yeah. Is he
Chevy Chase?
Is he the one carrying the pizza?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people.
He's a lot
like,
younger.
Ever seen Community? But
we never seen it.
Community.
Never seen it.
All right, Shadow Clone Na says, so this was the interdimensional cable for this season? I love this tradition, though this might honestly be the last time they're able to do it because this was so masterful and grand. Do you think that the clips shown throughout the show potential could still happen? Yeah, so we've had 2 interdimensional cables with the first... No, we've had 3 with the first 3 seasons. So, yeah, if this is this season's, I'm pretty happy with it. And... they seem to have a lot of fun doing it, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
They want to keep doing it.
Yeah. Though the one was, like, wasn't one of the cable ones whenever they got divorced, right? And, like, you saw them on the news getting back together. Was that one of the cable ones?
I think so.
Like, there was, like, a slow police chase of him trying to get back to his wife or something like that, and it was on the news, and
she saw it on the news and then walked outside, and he was on his knee.
Yeah. I remember parts of it.
Shadow Clone also says, a point of this episode was addressing fan theories and kind of saying that the show has never had an overarching story and never should. They do episodes to be standalone, rarely thinking about a bigger picture. The show probably thrives this way. What are your thoughts? I don't demand that of Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is at its best when it's just being clever and stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
They've had some very clever episodes unrelated to anything, you know, like just just transitioning from the beginning to the end of like Pickle Rick or something, you know, like it just usually is done very well, and I don't always need a overarching story in something. But they have had little like moments like that, like them transferring worlds and you know the things they had with the Morty and whatnot, so that kind of showed up a few times, so maybe some reoccurring things might happen, which would be cool, but I don't know that I need it either.
Yeah. The title of this episode was Never Ricking Morty, which is supposed to be a clear reference to Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
Which they do that. We often don't talk about the titles in these videos that much because by the time we get to the episode, you don't really need to. But Rick and Morty always has some kind of reference in their titles using Rick or something like that. So... yeah, man.
Wasn't it like a Total Recalled or something like that?
Yeah.
It was like a Total Recall kind of thing. And...
like Rick Potion number 9, and like a whole bunch of different ones. But, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. We would be remiss if we didn't mention the shout-out / insult to the people that watch reaction videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, they did say reacting... watching YouTube, watching people reacting to YouTube, which we don't do much. We do a lot of television shows and movies and stuff, but sometimes we do. And you have to, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. There's a lot of people out there that hate it. A lot of people out there that love it, and people like us that will laugh at those kind of those jokes. Those are funny, man.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, you guys got anything else for the Never Ricking story? Morty, I mean.
No, I feel like any subject is just a can of worms where you could talk about it forever and never get anywhere. Like you would never come to a conclusion.
Yeah, Aaron, never mind.
We
need a poll for this episode. We need a poll for this episode. I mean, the only thing I can really say is maybe borrow from one of the Q&As where it's like, you know, we realize that overarching story and that kind of stuff isn't important. But if you have to pick between Bird Person and Evil Morty, which do you want to see a resolution to in the future? All right, so that is the poll. I hope you guys go over there to patreon.com/blindwave and vote in it. I'm going to say Evil Morty, I think, is the one that I want to go with. Though Bird Person has some great setups, too. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Evil Morty has a lot of connection back to things that we've already seen. And for the most part, I feel like Bird Person has wrapped up.
He came back as a robot, though.
I know, but, like, it's Rick and Morty. Like, Bird Person's story is that he's a robot now. Rick and Morty, Evil Morty, like, he's out there doing stuff that we have no idea what he's doing.
That's true. But Evil Morty is Evil Morty, whereas Bird Person was one of Rick's best friends, and now he's lost free will, and he's one of Rick's enemies, which you can really have a lot of drama, Calvin, and that's important in this show.
Maybe it's because Evil Morty took him over.
I'm going to go with Evil Morty. But the more important question I have is how come when this Story Lord guy does his backflip, he wiggles? Is it because he's going to fall over?
So you can see more of his cum gutters.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Rick and Morty. We will be reacting to the future ones, so make sure you stick around and subscribe so you know when we release those. Also, check out Full Length, where you can see the entire reaction on patreon.com/blindwave.